I think this is maybe the most important game on the schedule. Because if you win this game, it sets everything up for that hard November run, makes it 10 times easier that you got this in your back pocket. You drop this game, and all of a sudden there's a ton of pressure on them. The best thing before I have you make your pick, LSU has to travel to Ole Miss the week before. And that is I've said it all offseason, that's the game of the year. That is the game that's going to matter the most for LSU. It's going to matter the most for Ole Miss. You mentioned it perfectly about Kentucky and Alabama. I don't know what's better for LSU, winning that game and having that emotional high, having to listen to Lane Kiffin talk about it all week, or losing that game. And all of a sudden, there's all the talk, the negative media is coming out about Lane Kiffin couldn't get it done. And then there's pressure on them coming back to Death Valley. So, Will, how do you see this LSU game going?
I think honestly, I'd rather when we play a team, I'd rather them win leading up to us. Just because again, I think any coach worth their stuff is going to be able to reinvigorate a team after a loss. And if you lost, then the likelihood that you're diving into the tape and trying to fix issues is higher. So I think there's just more opportunity to fix things, plug some holes, get refocused, and go, hey guys, that's one loss. We got to be perfect the rest of the way deal. And so I think I'd rather them win and feel confident. It's harder to identify issues when you're winning. It's harder to be humble and they focus when you're winning. So I'd rather them win leading into that. Hopefully they overlook some things and are overly confident. But I almost think that LSU could be like Texas last year, where they looked pretty weak and suspect early on in the year and then really start to click and figure things out. As many different pieces as they brought in, which they brought in a lot, it's just hard for me to imagine that it's all clicking full steam ahead by week 4. Now, maybe it is, in which case we can have a different conversation. But as much as A&M's replacing on the offensive line and defensive line, largely we've got a pretty consistent group the rest of the way.